This one also might look crazy with this look. Oh my gosh. This is so unique. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be testing out some new affordable makeup that I have recently purchased that just came in the mail. Mainly the new BH Cosmetics Sylvia Gani palette. I think that's how you say your last name. Gani? I'm not positive, but I'm so excited about this palette, and I also just got this in the mail. It's the KathleenLights and Colourpop Twinkling Lights collection. So I'm going to be testing these out along with a new Pixie blush that I just got in the mail too from PR. So I'm so excited. All the other products in this tutorial will also be affordable, so that's exciting as always. You guys know how much I love my affordable looks. Let's get started. I don't have my brows on right now, so I'm going to fill them in, and I don't know where my favorite CoverGirl brow pencil is, so I am going to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz today, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill my brows really quick. I normally do this off camera, but I forgot today, so I'll make it kind of quick. Because filling in my brows takes so much time. Because I really have to like draw on the shape, you know? I can't just use like a tinted brow gel and run out the door. I always have to really fill in my brows. So I'm just kind of brushing through them. I think they look pretty good. Alright, so we're going to leave it like that for now. I'm going to go ahead and prep the eyelid. And I'm going to be using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. It's been a minute since I've actually used this. Oh, it looks like it needs to be shaken up a little bit. Hold on. Hopefully that's a little better. I'm just going to go ahead and put some on my eyelid like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with my beauty sponge. I feel like that canceled out the redness in the veins a little bit, but I'm going to add a little bit more for just a little more coverage. And I'm just going to blend that out again with a sponge. I'm going to go in with my number 7 powder, the Perfect Light Loose powder, and I'm just going to go ahead and set the concealer lightly on the eyelid. And then we're ready to go in with eyeshadow. I'm so excited. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this yet because we obviously have this BH Cosmetics palette, but then I have some Super Shock shadows from Colourpop. I feel like I'm going to do most of it using this palette, but then I might add a little bit of sparkle with a couple of the Super Shock shadows. I will swatch them for you guys just in case I don't end up using all 4 of those shades, but I do want to dabble in both palettes. I don't know if this is considered a palette, but I want to dabble into these as well. I just took off the sleeve on the palette. Here is what it looks like. It is so pretty. I really love the texture on it. It's so beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. And here is what the palette looks like. It's so pretty. I'm really excited to dip into this. I don't even know what kind of colors I want to use because I'm very intrigued by this lower portion of the palette. The greens, the purples, the blues, all of that I really want to dip into. And then you have your neutrals up at the top, and then you have 2 highlighters. So I'm excited to test those out as well. There's a really nice full-size mirror in here, which is awesome. So let's dip into this palette. I'm going to start off by dipping into this shade right here called Wolf. And I'm going to use that all over the lid as kind of a base. So let me tell you a story about Sylvia. Before I do, I'm going to kind of clip my hair back because, guys, I'm trying to wear my hair down for you because so many of you guys always compliment me when my hair is down in videos, but like I hate having it down while I'm doing my makeup. So I'm just pulling it back for now, okay? I really want to test out this shade called Underrated, so I'm going to go into that next. But anyways, Sylvia. So I had heard of Sylvia before. I had heard her name before, but to be honest, I hadn't really watched her channel. I wasn't subscribed to her channel until just a couple months ago because when I went to London with Bare Minerals, she was actually on that trip as well, and we had never met each other. So one of the first nights we were in London, we all went out to dinner with Bare Minerals, and Sylvia was at the dinner, and we actually ended up sitting across from each other, and that's where we really started to like chat for the first time. And I have to say, you guys, right off the bat, she was so kind and so sweet and so fun, so funny, really outgoing and social, and I'm so glad I got to meet her on that trip. She's seriously one of the nicest people ever. And so when I saw that she was coming out with a palette, I had to buy this to support her because she seriously was so kind to me, and I just love her to death. Her videos are so funny. I've watched them now, but you guys should definitely subscribe to her if you haven't. I'm sure you know who she is, but if you don't, I'll have her channel down below. I'm gonna go into this one right here called Obsessed. I love how many like transition shade options there are in this palette. It's really nice for people like me who are sometimes indecisive about what look they're doing. I love how there's a lot of transition options so that it allows you to kind of explore more color options and different kind of eye looks. So far these are going on really nicely. I'm not too familiar with BH Cosmetics eyeshadows. I have a few products of theirs. I have some of their brushes, which I love, but I don't know if I've ever owned like a pressed shadow palette. Oh, also at that dinner, Sylvia made me eat octopus for the first time. I had never had it before. It's all her fault. She told me it tasted like chicken, which it did not, but Thank you, Sylvia, for getting me out of my comfort zone. All right, we're going into this one right here called Underrated. And I'm just kind of pressing it onto the outer portion of the eyelid first to build up the pigment. And then I'm going to brush it into the crease slightly. I just really am wanting to play with this color. This is beautiful because I'm trying to be kind of strategic since I'm going to be using some of the Twinkling Lights shadows. I want to make sure everything's cohesive so we can make a nice look. So we're gonna use these colors today. Wow, I'm obsessed with this color. I keep building it up because I'm loving how that's looking. Like seriously, such a pretty eyeshadow. I'm not too worried about dragging it down far because as always, when I do my eyes first, I take a makeup wipe and clean up the edges. So I'm not too worried about what it's looking like over here yet. I don't remember if I said the name. This is called Sisterhood. Did I say it was underrated? I don't remember if I said the name or not, but that one is Sisterhood. I'm going in with Independent, which is this purple. Can you see? That one right there. And I'm wanting just a little bit of purple kind of on this outer portion as well. And I'm really liking actually that color combo. It's very inspired by this. Look at that. It matches quite nicely. To really deepen up the outer corner, I'm going to go into Unapologetic, which is the matte black shade in the palette. And I'm just actually taking that same brush that we were just using. And I'm going to start to really buff that along the lash line on this outer V here, just to bring a little bit of a smokiness to that outer portion of the eye. So I've swatched a couple of these Colourpop eyeshadows already. They just came today, but I couldn't resist. You can see my swatch in there. And I think I might go with this one because it's so unique. Do you see the pink glitters in here? I want to do something really glittery. So there's either that one or this one is so beautiful too. Which one do I do? I'm gonna swatch them on my hands really quick just to try to figure out what I want. I might end up going actually with the lighter one now that I'm looking at it, just to keep the contrast in the eye look. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I am gonna use Light Up. I'm gonna go ahead and take my finger to apply this. I love the texture of these Super Shock eyeshadows. They're so good. And we're gonna go ahead and stamp that on the inner portion of the lid. I'm just gonna really build this up though because I want it to look super sparkly, almost glossy if I can get it to look that way. Same thing on this eye. All right, I've done several layers at this point and I think that's how I want it. That is so beautiful. Don't forget to tighten the cap on these because they can dry out. Going back in with that pencil brush that we had the black shadow on, and I'm just deepening up the outer portion again with that. I'm dipping that pencil brush back into like the purple and the red, just kind of combining the two, just to add even more definition out on this outer corner. I love how that looks. All right, let's clean up the edges because I feel like that's when it's gonna really start to come together. So I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and run it along the edges. There actually was not fallout with those shadows, not even the Colourpop one. Maybe a couple pieces of glitter, but really hardly anything. That's nice. And I'm just gonna take my finger to press that down a little bit on the edge because I don't want a super harsh line really. So I'm gonna try to fade that a little bit. I'm actually gonna take Vela, which was that one that I was debating on using, and I'm just gonna press it right here on the eye. So right where the matte shadows and the glitter one is supposed to connect, I want that there. I'm just taking a brush and kind of blending in the edges of that. It's subtle, but I wanted to use it. Let's go ahead and put mascara on the top lashes. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes Mascara, and I'm just gonna do 2 coats of this on the top lashes. Well, I must say I love how this is looking. Moving on to complexion, I don't have like any new things besides the blush we're gonna try. So let's go ahead and use the Flower Beauty Supernova Celestial Skin Elixir. This is just basically like a fancy looking primer oil, I guess. I think it's so pretty, and it actually does make my foundation glide on really smoothly. I've been into more hydrating primers right now because it's winter time and my skin has been so dry. So this is a good affordable option. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that all over the skin. So for foundation, I thought I would use the Revlon Candid foundation. It's been a while since I've used this, and I feel like I'm having a pretty good skin day besides like this blemish right here. So I really wanted to use something that was going to be a little more lightweight, but also look like skin, but also give good coverage too. I don't know. It's hard to explain. This is a really fun foundation. I'm gonna pump that out on the back of my hand, and I need my foundation brush. Where did I put that? I'll use this one. This is from Real Techniques. It's the Ultimate Buffing Brush, and I'm gonna warm up some of that on the back of my hand first, and then kind of just dot it around the skin. I'm just gonna start with a very small amount at first and just build it up. I've actually never tried the combo of the Flower Beauty oil with this foundation, so we'll see how it looks on top of it. It feels like it's helping it kind of glide out on the skin really nicely, which is good. So I'm just gonna keep buffing and I'm adding coverage where I need it. I'm gonna take some of what's on the back of my hand and put it on my beauty sponge so that I can go over the entire face with my sponge just to create a more skin-like finish. So let's go back into the Colourpop concealer. That might have been too light for this blemish. I was trying to see if it would work. Maybe. Ideally, I probably would have used something a little darker, but I don't actually have a Colourpop concealer that's darker than that, so we might have to just figure something out. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this underneath the eyes and down the center of the face. And I'm gonna blend it out with my same sponge. I'm just gonna add a little bit more where I need the eyes to be a little bit more bright since we are using pinks and purples. As I always say, when you're using pinks, purples, blues, anything like that, even greens on your eyes, you wanna make sure that your under eye area is nice and bright because those colors can bring out the dark circles that you might have. So I just always like to add a little bit more concealer in the areas that need a little more help. All right, so that's the complexion so far. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of this again, the number 7 translucent light powder. And I'm gonna use that with a smaller brush to set the under eyes first, and then a much larger brush to lock in the rest of the face, just to make sure there's no tackiness. All right, going back into the BH Cosmetics palette, I'm gonna take Obsessed, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna start to buff that along the lower lash line. And I like to make sure that I'm connecting it to the existing shadows on this outer corner here so that everything looks nice and seamless. All right, now for the fun part, I'm gonna take Sisterhood, which is that gorgeous red, just on the same brush, but I'm gonna try to keep it closer to the lash line and really buff this out, mainly on just the outer half of the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna dip into Independent with the same brush as well, and just layer that on the outer third of the lower lash line to add a little more depth and to make it look cohesive with the shadows that we have on the top lid. Next, going into Rosé, which is this gorgeous pink. I'm taking that on a smaller brush, and I'm putting that on the inner portion of the lower lash line, just to kind of bring a little bit of shimmer to the lower lash line that kind of matches the Colourpop shadow that we have on the top lid. All right, so now I'm gonna just go ahead and put some mascara on the lower lashes. I'm just using that exact same mascara. Well, darn it, I got some on my skin, so I'm just gonna wait for it to dry, and then I will buff it off. It's always the worst though. Let's warm up the skin using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. By the way, you guys, this is in the shade Bronzer. There's a few shades. This one is called Bronzer, and that's my personal favorite shade to use. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a nice big fluffy brush. This one's actually from BH Cosmetics. And I'm gonna go ahead and warm up the skin using this along the forehead, along the jawline, and down the neck as well. All right, so now let's go ahead and go into this Pixie Glow. This is the PR box that came the other day. It has these like ombre blush palettes, so we'll see how this goes. So there are 2 shades, Gilded Bear Glow and Pink Champagne Glow. I might end up going with the pink one just because we're doing this like really pink vibe, but they look like they are bronzers and blushes and highlighters in one. I don't really know how to use this. Let me see if there's instructions. I wonder if you just dip your brush into the whole thing. I think that might be how I end up doing it. It's really pretty though. Look at that. All right, I'm just gonna kind of mix the 3, just kind of dust my brush in. I don't really know. And apply it to the cheeks. Oh, that's really pretty. It's definitely glowy. All 3 of the shades in here are luminous, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of buff over that with the brush that we were using with the translucent powder, just to kind of blend that into the skin a little more. I just brushed off the mascara marks as well before I forget. All right, so I think that's pretty. It's definitely really glowy. It matches the eye look really nicely, so far so good. I'm definitely gonna have to keep playing with them, try out the other color and see how I feel, but off of my first impressions, it's pigmented, it's glowy. I'm into it, I really like it. So for highlighter, there's actually 2 highlighters in the Sylvia Gani palette. I'm gonna maybe try to mix them. So the first one up here is Libra, the second one is Opal. I'm gonna do mostly Opal because of my skin tone, but I do want a little bit of Libra in there, so let's see what happens. Got both colors on my brush. And I'm just going to apply this to the cheeks. So Opal is definitely more of a glittery highlighter. You will see the flecks of glitter on your skin, so just an FYI. But it is very, very pretty. I usually normally go for highlighters that are a little more skin-like than this on an everyday basis. The Libra highlight is not as glittery, so just keep that in mind. It's kind of nice to have both options though, and it definitely gives you such a pretty glow. I do think that Opal will be gorgeous as an inner corner highlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that on a brush and press it into the inner corner. Wow, yes, wow, that is so beautiful. I'm gonna take what's left on the brush and apply it underneath the brows. My skin looks so glowy with that blush and those highlights. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna take my hair down. I'm gonna remove any foundation that we got on the lips because it's almost lip color time. Since the KathleenLights bundle came with 4, I will be swatching all 4, and then I'll choose my favorite at the end. Like my favorite as in the one that I'm gonna wear with this eye look. All right, so here is the Twinkling Lights Liquid Lip Bundle, and inside you have the 4 lip colors. There are 2 ultra glossy lips. One is called Nightlight and one is called Etoile. I think that's how you say it. I don't really know. And then there is a ultra satin lip in Lucky Star and an ultra matte lip in Little Star. So we might have to end with Little Star because it's matte. Let's start off with the glosses. I'm gonna start with Etoile. Now, to be honest, this gloss is like a metallic, and I don't ever buy glosses like this on my own, but I always love what KathleenLights creates, and so we're gonna give it a fair shot. I'm looking for a mirror. Here we go. Because I don't want to like knock it till I try it, you know? But I have never purchased a shade like this on my own. All right, so there's that one. To be honest, I'm a little thrown off with what it looks like with this eye look, but with that being said, it's definitely more wearable than I thought it was gonna be. Like with a really simple eye, maybe with like a winged liner, I feel like this would be really pretty, but it's definitely more of a statement, which is why I feel like I wouldn't pair it with metallics on the eyes, glowy cheeks, and then a glowy lip. I would probably just pick 2 out of the 3 if I were to do one, or just use this as the statement on my face. But I do feel like it's really pretty. Look at that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think of this color. And let's try the next gloss. I'm actually excited about this one. Again, this is one that I probably wouldn't pick up on my own, but look at this. Do you see all of the glitter in this? I'm excited. I love sparkly things. So this is called Nightlight. Let's see what this looks like on the lips. This one also might look crazy with this look. Oh my gosh. This is so unique. Oh my goodness. All right, so this one is so crazy glittery, and I actually really like how it looks on the lips. Stepping back and looking at my whole complexion right now, I don't like how it looks with this whole thing that I have. I think it really clashes with the eye look, but I want to show you how glittery it is. Let me see if I can turn my flashlight on. Do you guys see that? Oh, I hope that's showing up on camera. Whoa. Oh, you can see the glitter on my eyes too, kind of, can't you? So the glitter is stunning. This is definitely a statement lip thing, in my opinion. I wouldn't go crazy on the eyes and the lips. I would just wear this with a very simple eye. Maybe something a little bit bronzy, kind of bronze up the skin a little more. I think that could be really pretty. It's definitely very unique. I don't own anything like it. And the glitter is amazing. It would look beautiful at nighttime or in dim light. Oh, could you imagine how it would sparkle under dim light? It's so pretty. All right, well, the glitter's not really leaving my lips. So we're gonna go ahead and try the Ultra Satin Lip. This is a red, so it's probably not gonna work with the eye look as well, but this is called Lucky Star, and I'm excited about this one actually. Let's see how this looks. I love the formula of the Ultra Satin Lips. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful red. And it makes my teeth look white. I love that. If reds have the wrong undertone, they can quickly make your teeth look way more yellow. This one does not. This makes my teeth look nice. Okay, I know the lines aren't perfect. Sorry about that. Oh, the formula is so good. I love this formula. It feels like it's dried down, so it's not gonna like slip and slide everywhere, but it's not uncomfortable. This is a gorgeous red. Picture it without, whoa. 4th of July called red, white, and blue. Just imagine it with a more simple eye. I really am excited about this one. Perfect for the holidays, you know, with Christmas coming up and everything. I feel like everybody wears a red lip at least once this month, you know. And if you don't, you should, because the holidays, it's the perfect time to wear a red lip. All right, I'm trying to wipe this off without ruining the foundation around my lips. All right, let's try the last shade called Little Star. This is a matte color. I am gonna add a tiny bit of lip balm really quick because the matte ones do tend to dry out my lips a little. So I'm just adding the tiniest bit of lip balm. Let's see what this looks like. So there's the last color. Again, this is called Little Star. It is so pretty. At first I thought that I wasn't gonna be able to maybe make one of these 4 colors work with the eye look, but somehow this one, in my opinion, works. I wasn't expecting it. I know they're kind of different tones, but the red in the eye kind of brings it out a little bit, and I feel like I'm just gonna leave it with this lip color on. So those are the 4 swatches. I like all 4 of them. I'm definitely most excited about the red one, I'd say, and I'm excited to see how I can make the 2 glosses work because I think they're really pretty and they were actually unexpectedly more wearable than I anticipated them to be, if I'm honest. That's that. Let me swatch the other 2 eyeshadows that I didn't swatch before, from Colourpop at least. That first one is called Glisten and the other one is Blitzen. So let's try Glisten. That one is very, very simple. It's kind of like a light pink, soft champagne sheen color. So that would be a really great one to wear with one of those bold gloss colors. And then this is a very fun one. This one's cool. This is Blitzen and it's just got that like red, fiery kind of undertone. I'm excited. I don't own a color like this. So let's see how this one looks. Wow. Ooh, this would be cool all over the eyes. There's Blitzen right there. That's cool. Maybe I'll try to use those in a future tutorial since I didn't get to today. But I also love the more glittery ones. This light up shade is so pretty. So is Vela. It's such a pretty, pretty color. So let's assess the situation before we set it all in. A little more bronzer. As always, I think the amount of highlighter is good that I have on, so let's go ahead and lock it in. I have this one right here. This is Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray. Gotta keep things hydrated in the winter, you know? Just gonna take my sponge and press down really lightly on the skin. I'm just gonna take what's left on the small powder brush. So I use the number 7 powder with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of powder down the T-zone a little bit. I'm gonna set the brows with Glossier Boy Brow. And that's it, you guys. I think I'm happy with how this turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Really quickly, I really loved the BH Cosmetics Sylvia palette. I think it's so beautiful. I'm excited to dip into this green shade, the blues, but the purples were really beautiful, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's so vibrant and pigmented, so congratulations, Sylvia. This is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Again, you guys, I will have this link down below if you want to pick it up for yourself. And then the Twinkling Lights collection, I think it's really different than what Kathleen has come out with in the past, so I'm really excited about it. Let me know if you guys own this and what your thoughts are on the collection, but I especially love the Super Shock shadows. So excited about that red color. Love this color, and I'm definitely excited to kind of branch out and play with those glosses. So loved those. And then the Pixie Glow blush, I felt like it was really pretty. It definitely made my skin look very, very glowy, which is perfect for the winter time to kind of bring that life back into the skin. So I'm excited to keep using this, and I'm also excited to test this one out in a future video maybe. So like, it looks like this shade right here could be a highlighter on its own, so I'll have to use that in a future video. Overall, it was a really successful video. I know there wasn't tons of new stuff, but hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. I love you all so much. Thank you for always coming back to my channel. You guys are absolutely the best. If you haven't joined the family yet, you can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed but you want to be a part of the notification squad, after you subscribe, click on the bell and you'll be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I post my videos. So that's it, you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!